Hello there. Welcome to another talk, another meditation. And today's talk, this brand new talk, is called Awakening the Lonesome Road. Because that's exactly the pathway. Everyone that I've seen, on this awakening path, this kind of pathway that some of us are on, they are put on their own, they are isolated. And it's not by accident, God has to put you by yourself so that you are going to go within yourself. Because that's ultimately where God is. Symbolic of this picture, you see in this picture that I've chosen for this talk, it's like someone in awakening. He's got the shadows apparent in his reality and he's facing it. And the light, because the light is there now. Right? He's awakening. But everyone that I've seen, they are put on their own, they're isolated, even if it's not their whole life, but it's for quite a large period. If you're going from relationship to relationship, that's not helping you. And so that's why all these people that have had these spiritual awakenings, these unexpected spiritual awakenings, they're all put by themselves, isolated. Because you can't do this kind of inner work if you're around idiots. You need to get rid of the narcs. You need to get rid of these, these fools. And so God does that. God separates you from these idiots. And it's an inner pathway. You see? And on this journey, it's about embracing that lonesomeness, that solitude. It's not so much just being by yourself, but to really embrace it, to really open your heart to it. You see what I mean? Because, many people will be alone, are alone in periods, but they don't really embrace it. You see? So when you open your heart to being alone, that's when God's light can inspire you, can show you things, can give you insight into things. And so it's about embracing that. You see? Because at the end of the day, doesn't matter what situation you're in, you know that you come in alone to this planet and you leave alone. So you have to kind of get used to that. Because if you don't, that's going to be an anxiety that's playing in the back of your mind. And so you need to go down this pathway. And also, it's about that journey within yourself. About facing your deepest fears, your own inner narcissism. That's ultimately what the awakening thing is. The spiritual awakening, it's about going within, doing the inner healing work. Healing from your hereditary baggage that you've got from your parents, that they themselves didn't heal. You see? And so that's why it has to be like that. That's why all these people that really ascend, they have large periods, at least large periods, where they're on their own. And like I say, it has to be that way, so that you put God first. When you've got too many idiots around you, like I say, it's a bad influence. And that's it. It's like years ago, I used to drink alcohol with some people. And if I didn't do it, they'd be annoyed. You see, and that's like a metaphor for what I'm talking about. You know, they don't like it because they know what they're doing is wrong, but like herd conformity. And awakening is a totally different journey from that. Now I don't drink alcohol. Christmas, New Year, that's about it. But a lot of the time you don't actually have friends. You don't have friends. You think you've got friends, like I was saying a moment ago about drinking and all that, and they're not really your friends. They know they're living the wrong way, but they want you to make them feel better about it, you know. That's what most friends are. They're actually lost souls. And so you've got to go on that awakening road, that journey within to go back to your roots. You got to get rid of the fools, rid of the idiots, you know, rid of these people that aren't doing anything with their lives. You know, they're never going to become their best self in this lifetime. Right? And so if you want to really advance yourself, you have to do it. At the age of 24, my unexpected spiritual awakening came because I had enough. And I decided at that point that I was going to change, and then I went through this transformation. You know, well, I have heard some religious people say that you take the first step and God takes you the rest of the way, and that's the way it was. I made the initial decision, but after that I was led by a force. And then at the start, you know, you don't like the being alone thing, and then as time goes by you start to embrace it. And that's when God can really tap into you. Because God is actually always there, it's just that you've got to embrace this moment right here to really tap into the source, God. Like at the age of 24, I just sat down one morning and had enough of everything, but it was such a heartfelt, authentic moment that it triggered and manifested the awakening. I took the first step, and then the source is leading you the rest of the way. And it's an inner journey within yourself. And you're healing, like the shadow. In this picture, you see the guy's shadow, and you're ascending towards the light of consciousness. That's why I say this is a romantic journey, because ultimately the source of all life is what is called tantric awareness. Tantric awareness is like it's imagine all the elements and feelings of love. You know, motherly love, you've got romantic love, orgasmic feelings, euphoria, all these kind of high vibrations. And that's what you're returning to in the awakening process. And so, but you have to be isolated, like I say, to do all this. And then what will happen is your energy vibration is changing, and so you're coming in contact on the internet, but also in life, with your soul tribe, your real family. You know, the family that you've got now may not be suitable for the type of people that you're going to be associating with later on. Your family now may not be good enough. They might not be classy enough, right? That's the thing. You can't take certain people with you. If you want to stay at the bottom with a bunch of idiots, that's up to you, but if you're on this path of advancing, then certain people won't be able to go with you because they're not on that level. If you're the only family member to have a spiritual awakening, then you will outgrow your immediate circle very quickly. They just won't be able to keep up. They won't be able to keep up with you. But back to the talking hand. So it's a journey within yourself, and you're healing, you're ascending, you're aligning with God. And so eventually it's not a lonesome road of, like you look at Eckhart Tolle's pathway. Very lonely at the start, now he's got a romantic partner. And so it's not forever, it's just getting you out of this low vibrational frequencies, and so you're going to attract a better class of person in your reality. You know what I mean? And that's what's happened on this lonely road. It's self-discovery, it's self-realization, it's ascension, healing. And there's a lot of changes within you that's happened. DNA activations is going on. Different people are coming into your reality now. That old people in your old life don't fit anymore. And it's nothing personal against any family members or anybody from the past. Your energy's changed. They're stagnant. They're staying in the same energetic position. You know what I mean? They haven't moved, so you can't sit around waiting on people. And so eventually what happens is this lonely road within yourself ends up being a rich life in the future with lots of like-minded people. That's when that's the true friends. But these low lifes, the people that are, narcissists or whatever, and you're on your own just now, and it's by design. Because you've got to heal this inherited stuff within yourself, and then you're going to ascend far past these people. And so that's why this lonesome road has to happen, so that you have this process of healing and awakening, so that you ascend past the rubbish. And then you're aligning with your soul family. Twin flames, romantic soulmates. That stuff, that's why I always say that this is a romantic journey, but it's about healing yourself first. Because if you're trying to get with someone that hasn't done any healing yet, they're going to they're like a venomous snake, that's hurting from their past partner. So it's about being alone just now, doing the inner work, and awakening is a lonesome road. But you're going to learn to enjoy that lonesomeness. You're going to embrace, eventually you open your heart to it, and then you start to like it. And then the more you start to really love this moment, you start to open your heart to the present moment of just being alone. And that's when you become a magnet for infinite abundance and wealth and all this different kind of rich things, romance, whatever it is. That's the trick. So it's that inner journey that is the key to getting in the future everything you've ever dreamed of and more. And I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, songs, and much, much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com.